Not all golden pairs are equal. Surprise! Just because you know what your golden pair is does not make it an easy find or an easy match. Why is that? Why don't we see very many ESTJs with ISTPs? Well, wait a minute, those two middle letters are the same, the outside letters are flipped. That's what we call a parallel pair, a golden pair, the perfect pair, the most common pair. But that particular pair seems to be rare. Why? Because the ESTJs like somebody that they have more control over. And how easy is it to have control over an ISTP? So now we have this very profound question of over and under compensations. Because the ESTJs love control, ISTPs love independence. It's not going to work, right? So you don't typically find ESTJs with ISTPs. You find them with some pair that they have control over. Anybody else, basically, because they're the top of the food chain as far as control is concerned. So, ESFJs with ISFPs, overcompensating, controlling ESFJ with a vacant, void ISFP parent. Anybody heard that one? Yeah, the ISFP was not there. What about the ISFJ with the ESFP? ESFP wasn't consistent enough, but they were both loving and present. So they're not all negative or, not fantastic. That's a pretty strong one, though. ISTJs with ESTPs. How common is that one? Well, not very common, I would say, because now you got the police officer and the criminal. They fell in love on the way to the prison. I've heard that one, but that was a joke. Might have been serious. INFJs with the ENFPs. Oof. This one's a very tough one because it's very difficult to find a healthy version of both. Think about it. The ENFPs with such a wide variety of their type, always seeking for the width of life, They learn something and they want to know more and they just want to know more, and so they can go to the depths and to the light. There's such a wide range of ENFPs. So to find a healthy one is extremely rare. Likewise, INFJs have so much, pent up emotion and, T word on the INFJs, then it's just like, wow, it's very tough to find that golden pair in reality, that parallel pair rather, because there's a couple different schools of thought with the word golden. Some people think that the second letter is the only thing that means to match, and the other one. So let's just use the word parallel pair for the sake of this video, because they are parallel, they are shadowed, they are your shadow. So a parallel pair is essentially the best pair, because they are what you are not in the opposite way. I will list one down below for those who are curious what that means. Anyway, what are the other golden pairs? There's only 8 of them. ENFJ, INFP, INFJ, ENFP, ESFP, ISFJ, ISFP, ESFJ, ENTJ, INTP. That one is very not common either. ENTJs have a similar world with that, what I mentioned with the ESTJs, it seems. Why would an ENTJ typically fall in love with the Einstein, right? The commander and the Einstein doesn't sound very romantic to me, right? So you gotta look deeper here. INTJ with ENTP, okay, that's a very common one. You will find those. ESTP, ISTJ, and the final one is ESTJ with ISTP, mentioned earlier. Okay, there you go. That's all the pairs. So tell me one that doesn't work, and let's look at why. What compensations and overcompensations did they have? And let's analyze it together. Feel free to jump your comments in. I'm happy to explore these with you, and I'm just curious why your golden pair did or didn't work. Because it's not like a perfect science, and you are not a perfect version of the perfect type either. Keep that in mind. That's where you're going to find other types that are just like you on paper, but they're not like you, even with considering subtypes and different enneagrams as well.